So today I want to discuss a little bit about what the full moon means this time. It's the last full moon of the year, so it's quite special. It's called the snow moon or the cold moon, of course, because it's kind of in the middle of winter, and this time around the winter is quite cold here overall. So it's about just bringing in being ready for taking on the winter. This full moon is in Gemini, and Gemini is usually related to, as some of us might have heard, it's about like the twin versions, both sides of us. And that also means kind of the intuition side, the thinking side, the emotional side, related to the more logical doing side. And so that's actually what this full moon is really representing. Even the planets that are in conjunction with the full moon are bringing up both these sides of us, which is quite funny because either usually the full moon is a lot to do with connecting to an intuition, going inwards, seeing what we want to kind of manifest. But also at this time is it's a very social kind of time, obviously, because it's also like, the festive season, Christmas, New Year, end of year, and things like that. But also this kind of logical side of us, what we want to do, what we want to achieve. So it's both these things coming up at the same time. And Mercury is related to the sign of Gemini, and Mercury, of course, is a sign of communication. So it's also to do with our throat chakras, but also authentic communication. So it's quite funny because you might be around a lot of people, um, might want to communicate a lot with being social, but at the same time what's really nice is to kind of connect to a more authentic version of ourselves. And what does that mean? And connecting and communicating to people that we really believe in, like we feel safe around. And that's what this Gemini moon is about. So what that means is, if we're choosing to be social, if we're not, then that's also okay. This is a time where you want to be authentic. So if you're not feeling like meeting people, this is a time where you can kind of be quite open and say, no, I'm not in that mood to be out and socializing, I just want to be inside. But if you are, it's nice to choose the people who really feel comfortable. You can feel comfortable around, you don't have to put on a kind of social face. And this is a nice time to do that, because we're connecting. So this is the throat chakra. When you want to open out the throat chakra, it's also connecting to our belly. So it's also connecting to sacral chakras, which is where our authentic side is. So that's what this is about. This is about connecting from a space which is more grounded, and then communicating whatever we want from that space. And that also means quite being quite true to what we're feeling. So even to ourselves, like, being, not trying to hide behind distractions and things which can be quite easy to do. It could be the phone, it could be Netflix, it could be anything, or it could be going out and socializing constantly, but you're then hiding behind what sometimes are coming, feelings that are coming up from inside. So this full moon time, that means that the whole month that this full moon represents, there might be a lot of these things that come up, and it's just about being present to that and saying, okay, there's something coming up where I might not be that true to myself, or I'm not being true to the people around me. What can I do to just make it a little more? So it's also, yeah. And the 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 Mercury is in trine with Jupiter, which means that it's kind of connecting together with the Jupiter energy. And Jupiter is about optimism, about supportedness, which is lovely. But at the same time, from today, Venus, which is usually about relationships and things, is in retrograde. Now, you don't have to really know what that means. It just means that when any planet is in retrograde, it means that energy of that planet can actually come up in a good or bad way. So because Venus is about relationship, it means that it can also be bringing up like kind of negative stuff, or things that you want to hide behind, or sweep under the carpet. So it's funny because it is a social time. It's a time that we want to communicate. At the same time, you could be coming up with triggers or clashing against people that you're really close to. So that's why this full moon is quite interesting, because it's bringing up all these different kind of emotions. And obviously for each one of us, this shows up very differently. It's tough to kind of generalize. It's just saying that whatever our personalities are, whatever our kind of cosmic charts are, these themes will come up in those ways for us in our lives. So it doesn't mean that it'll look the same for any of us. It just means that these are themes that are going on this month, and it's interesting to kind of look at that.